Hi guys, right now I have on my neck pickup the Dimarzio Evolution Neck, and I really like this pickup, but I recently realized that it's not exactly the pickup I need. I like Dimarzio very much. I would stick with Dimarzio anyway, but this particular pickup is giving me some results which don't really fit my needs, and I will show you why. First of all, if I just play with a pick, then I do get some nice sound, some nice tone from it. But the problem is that I do use, as you may know, a lot of two-handed tapping. And with that, I don't really get the kind of tone I want, especially on the lower strings. So, for example, if I play just, some... You hear this? It's a little bit boomy kind of sound. So it doesn't really fit some playing which doesn't have any pick, any kind of natural attack, because with two-handed tapping, of course, we can provide a little bit more attack, but if you notice carefully, the transient of the sound is not really picked up, especially not on the lower strings. Yeah, with the higher strings it's fine. With the lower strings, not so much, which is why I decided to make some more research, and I found that the Liquifire is a good pickup for my neck, and I'm going to try this, and it might be just another episode in my tone quest, or I will just find my desired pickup, and that's it. So I'm going to install the Dimarzio pickup, this Liquifire, and we will see how it works. I do know that it's really tighter on the lower end, even though technically they do have the same kind of low end response. I did hear a little bit of examples and some samples on the web with similar guitars, and it sounded much tighter on the lower end, especially with this kind of either tapping or legato technique, which really picks up the transient better. So I'm going to install this pickup, the Liquifire. I know that it is also used by John Petrucci and other really great guitar players. So while they don't have necessarily the same technique like I do, and they don't play as much tapping, I think this is gonna sound a little bit better, especially again on the lower end, and I'm going to try this and let's see how is it going, and I will definitely, of course, record the same kind of stuff with this new pickup and with the Liquifire, and we'll see the results. So we're back. We installed our Liquifire pickup, and it's on the neck position. Everything else is the same guitar, semi-signal chain, effect, amp modeler, etc. So we can really compare between the two, and especially we can know if this helps in any way to solve our problem. So let's just play something similar to what I played before, which was a D pentatonic minor. So we can already hear that it's not really helping, in at least in our case, with neither the transient problem nor the fat lows problem, and I think also those two problems are connected, and especially we can hear it on the 5th and the 6th string. So I kept researching about the pickup that I need. I found that there are other options also from Dimarzio, but another pickup which is much tighter on the lows. And I consulted with a few people, including Dimarzio themselves, and they recommended me that I take this pickup, which is the F-spaced version of the Titan neck. And as you can see, it's a bit wider from the center. It's a bit wider on the pole pieces. And that means that when you install it either on bridge or on a neck position, you get wider range, physical range, towards the strings themselves. So with certain guitars, like with the Ibanez, the Prestige at least, and the S models are coming with a 43mm nut, which means that they are quite wide by the time that they reach the neck position and the bridge position. So with the bridge position, it goes without saying that you need the F-spaced version of pickups, or what Seymour Duncan called the trambuckers. But with neck, not always. It's not always agreeable whether you need an F-spaced version or not. But what I learned is that, in my case at least, it could make sense. It could improve the sound and the transient response, and also the Titan neck is known to be quite tight on the lows, which is important in my case. So even though when looking at the dry spec on the Dimarzio side, the numbers are quite similar to the Liquifire, it's known that the Titan neck is responding differently to lows, and it's much tighter on that end. So I'm going to try this, and let's see, maybe this is the final station with our tone quest. So we have the Titan neck installed in our neck position in the guitar, and we're going to play about the same thing that we played before, a deep pentatonic minor run from the second string down to the sixth string, just to check and compare between this pickup and the other pickups and see if the issue is resolved. And I think it is. It definitely sounds much better for me, for my needs. When we're talking about the transient, we do get the transient much better here, especially on the sixth string, which was the main problem. So it's still round, it's still kind of fat, which is okay. This is the neck position. This is you know, a desired artifact of that kind of sound. If you don't like it, don't use the neck position. But I think I like that kind of sound. It's round and it's nice. But I do get the transient. It does pick up the transient. And all the more in the fifth string. This is even less, which is great. So this is one thing, and yeah, there is still, you know, a little bit of a low there, but it's not boomy. It's not something that when you hear it you say, oh yeah, it jumps out, you know, in a nasty manner. No, it's a nice fat round tone, and that's what I expect from a neck position. And for my technique, my playing, you know, using a lot of legato and two-handed tapping, this is definitely solving the problem. So it's definitely the pickup I was looking for, which is great. Also the other strings, the other ranges of the guitar, they also sound very nice. I think I like this kind of round tone for this position. So yeah, I think we reached where we wanted to get, which is great. And I think I'll keep this pickup, the Titan neck, the F-spaced version of the Titan neck by Dimarzio. And yeah, I will use it for a while, and let's see what I come up with, what kind of music it's encouraging you to do.